The child process is only seeing the change in J. We were not able to share the data between the parent and child process. Process creation is heavyweight while thread creation is lightweight. It can simplify code, it can increase the efficiency, and mostly the kernels are nowadays also multi-threaded. So this is also another application where there is a web server which is listening to user requests. For example, this is the server of google.com, right? If it was not multi-threaded, google.com would take the request, send you the logo of Google and whatever you're requesting, and then it would go to the next, listen to the next request. But instead, what we have done here is that we have created two threads inside the server. One thread is totally dedicated to listening to new requests, while every new request, whenever it is heard by the web server, it is allocated a service thread which is then in parallel responsible for sending the Google logo and every information which is requested from the Google by the client to the client, right? So now client is receiving the first client is receiving data from the service thread, while there is a new client, second client, and while the first client is receiving the data, in parallel the second client is being heard by the web server. So that's why the responsiveness of your web server improves greatly, right? So you never get a not responding message from a web server. You always get a reply from the server, even though the data that you're getting from the server, even though it is delayed due to something. The benefits of threads are that threads provide responsiveness to us, because you can all the code that is running in threads gives you at least concurrency, if not parallelism. So what's the difference between concurrency and parallelism? Parallelism is something where you have multiple CPUs and you are truly sending each thread to a separate CPU, while concurrency is something where you have only one CPU, but different threads are seeing progress. Like, for example, if I had a time which started from here and ended here, and I was to run only thread 1 in all of this time, then thread 2, thread 3, thread 4 will never get a chance, and the user will never see a response from T2, T3, T4, right? But here in this picture, you can see in such a small time window, I am running four threads. Like, first I have run T1, then T2, then T3, and then T4, and then I have run T1 again. And then after a while, T1 comes again. Similarly, T2 comes over here, and then thread 2 comes here, is run in on the timeline here, and then T2 also is run over here. So that means that in a given amount of time, I am getting response, or the user is getting response from all the threads, all four threads, if there are four threads. So this picture is called concurrency, concurrent execution. It is possible on a single core system. It gives the user a better usage experience and a better feel of how his program is running. While here you can see, if you have two core processor, there are two CPUs in the system, then T1 versus T2 are truly running in parallel, and this is going to these two threads are really going to see a very good performance, while T1 versus T3 is concurrent, and T3 versus T4 are parallel, and T2 versus T4 is running concurrently. So T2 and T4, they are going to see better responsiveness only, and T1 and T3 are going to see better responsiveness only, but T1 versus T2, they are going to see a true parallelism and a very good speed up. And similarly, T3 and T4 are also going to experience true parallelism, and they are going to experience better speeds along with better response as well, right? So similarly, it is possible to share data or resources between threads. Very easy to do that. And I was trying to show over here that, for example, I have created two variables. One is called J, one is called W. The value of J was initialized to 0, W was initialized to 0. These are two things which were created in the common section of both the processes. I have created them outside the if else loop, and I'm changing the value of J over here, I'm changing the value of W over here, But if I print out the values of J and W, both the processes, so here you can see that when the parent process, because the positive value of PID shows that it is the parent process, it is only seeing the change in W, while the child process, where PID is 0, is only seeing the change in J, right? The parent process is only seeing the change in W, while the child process is only seeing the change in J. It means that we were not able to share the data between the parent and child process. Both of them are not seeing the same changes in J and W, right? So my claim is, which I will show shortly, that it is easy and convenient to share resources between threads in contrast to processes. It is cheaper to create a thread as compared to process, because a thread will take much less memory as compared to a process. That's why in Linux it is also called a lightweight process. Similarly, there is a scalability available to us if we write multi-threaded code, because if you have a single core system and you have written a program with 8 threads, it is going to see concurrency. If you are using the same program on a dual core system, you will see some performance improvement. If you're using the same program with 8 threads on a quad core computer, you're going to see even further increase in performance. And then if you're using the same program on an octa core processor, you're going to see even further performance increase. So that is called scalability. It's easier to map the same program to different kinds of multi-core architectures.